So, here's my top three things that stood out to me while I was training judo for literally, what is it, about 6.5 years. And this is the three things that stood out to me, and why I think that martial arts, as in judo, the one I trained, of course, is just about getting discipline. Is not, and it's not more about, maybe protecting yourself. So first of all, we're gonna be talking about my journey. It was a long one. I unfortunately stopped, which I'm very annoyed at, since I wish to continue it, but I've chosen a different path, which is probably gonna be kickboxing or some other martial art, in my opinion. So yeah, so why I think actually that martial arts is, at least judo, is all about discipline is because first of all, we it was more, how could I say it? It was more about discipline because if one of the guys, like let's say there was 20 of us, didn't do all the push-ups, right? We had to do 20 push-ups, and a bunch of shit, squats and everything. It was more of like cardio. Like half of the training was just cardio, since, and that shit was the hardest part. And I remember it was pretty interesting how if one of us didn't do it, we all had to repeat. And I remember thinking to myself, I cannot be the one, that didn't do it. I was like, damn. And you had to be there on time. If there's mats, we put on mats. They're colored in red and blue, and you had to put them in a certain pattern and stuff. And right before the training and all, and you need to be in your kimono, so it's basically the outfit you will have to have. It's just plain white with what you could say it's a belt, not really a belt. It's just like colored colored. It's hard to say it. It's because it you could say it's like a belt. It's just like a piece of a line or whatever you could say of cloth, and it's colored based on what year you're in and how many if you've succeeded every year and shit. And it was pretty cool to me seeing all the different colors. And I got to, I think it was yeah, I think it was orange and green, maybe something like that. But yeah, let's get to the straight to the point. So basically, what I was talking about, it's the main point is that you had to be in your kimono and everything. You had to have um, good feet. You couldn't be freaking messy feet with uncut toenails and all that stuff. You had to be there. And on the mat, you could not have socks or anything. It was just your bare feet and the kimono, of course. And it's pretty interesting how you had to be in order. You had to respect the mat, respect the teachers, the students, like everyone. You had to respect everyone. Basically, it's all a game of respect to that point, and that's how I think that I got most of my respect, or you could say how respect, because it was great to see, because I still do it. And now I'm starting to remember back into those times, and I was like, why am I doing these kind of motions to, like, saying like I respect people? And I'm like, why do I do it? And I remembered it was judo, right? Back in the day, um it was all about that. You would kind of bend over with your arms like this, and you would bend over to show respect. It's like a Japanese thing. I think it's a Japanese thing. I think judo comes from Japan. That's what I'm guessing. Since I haven't been much into it, right? Judo's for a long time. Like I haven't been, and yeah, it's Japan, and it's interesting to me how it all works. So it's mostly respect and discipline, right? Like that's what I think you get the most discipline from martial arts. Definitely, there must be, because something in it, like, that is the main point, you could say, like, to maybe defend yourself of things or just fight, but I would say it's mostly about just respecting others and discipline. And the discipline that we're talking about is you have to be there on time, you have to do all the things in time. All of the group's people had to do it. If you did not do it, you can just go sit. You're a pussy, right? But you have to respect everyone, the mat, the everything. So I'm thinking back to myself and I'm like, why did I even quit that? And I was like, I was just a fat lazy kid, and I discovered TikTok around that time, and I was like, damn, I don't have to do anything. I could just be at home, Like, it was annoying going to train, every day in the week. It wasn't even every day, it was like about 3 or 4 days. Mostly it was free, like every 2 days, or something around there. And you had like an extra training on Fridays, right? Because mostly you would never have a training on Friday unless it was a mixed training where you would have everyone that attended the club we were at, and you could be there at Friday if you wanted to. And I remember going, and there I always got beaten up, or you could like I always lost to the older people, because there were people that were like 12, 14, 15, my age right now. And I remember, and I was like, damn, I don't even want to go there, because it was just, we had two teachers I'm thinking of. There was also another one later on the road, but and one of those guys, right, one was very chill, and the other one was all about cardio. Like, we always did cardio, and I was always like, damn, I don't want to do this. This is kind of shit and all. And I had a friend with me that was training for a year less than me, and I remember when he left, I was like, damn, I don't really want to do this anymore. I didn't have him. I didn't have anyone there that I could be with, because I had a friend with me, and he's still a friend of mine. And I was like, damn, like, it was really fun with him. Like, he's missing now. And then I was like, I don't even have to go. I can just play games, this and that. And I was like, nah, just stop. And there was a time where I just stopped doing it all, and I was like, damn. And now going back to it, I remember, like, when I started, now that I started running in the mornings at least 4 times a week, I'm like, damn, it's all about the discipline. I was thinking, like, where did I get some discipline to do those kind of things? Because they didn't come from nothing. I still had some, still have some discipline to a certain point, and respect to everyone, like, just random people. That we'll talk about that in a different video. And I was like, damn, where do you have it? And I was like, it's probably martial arts, judo, that was training for a long time. And I was like, damn, but where? And I was like, I remembered all of these things, all the different tournaments we had and everything. And I was like, probably that, because you learned a lot. And I felt like judo was more about just respecting everyone and being disciplined because of many factors, And I was like, is it all about that? Was it all about respect all along? Because I think judo, it stands for something, and it's about respecting, right? And it's very interesting because we learned about the guy who made it, and it's way back, right? And everything, and I was like, damn. I was like, damn, because there's so much to everything. And it was judo actually means gentle way in English, which is very interesting to say the least, right? Because it's like you want to use as least force to get your opponent on the back, right? It's like it was very gentle how we played it all, but it was still rough, like you would get really fucked up at tournaments or just normal fights, Like, it doesn't seem that bad, but when you are with a person holding them like this, you know, all the time. I'm trying to get them to be in your zone. It's kind of hard, and you're not in that big of a, you know, a square, and everyone's looking at you, and everyone's rooting at you, and you're like, damn, you know, I have to win this. And I remember there was a time where I just didn't care about winning or losing. I was just like, just want to play this, just want to learn. I was like, damn, I lost that competition, you know, and I loved it. I really loved it, and there was just a time where I just fell off. And now I'm thinking back to it, I'm like looking for something else, and I don't want to go back to judo really. I want something for the big boys more, like, you know, like I'm not saying it's not for the big boys, judo definitely. Like if you're strong enough, I just want to go more into like punches, you know, like how to throw punches, how to kick, and that's why I've chosen kickboxing. Maybe it has been influenced by certain people like the Tate brothers. Maybe it has been. I never wanted to do martial arts again, but now I'm thinking back to it, and like I have to defend the people, me, and the people around me. You know, like let's say my girlfriend. You know, like it's many ways that I think about it, and I'm like not capable of doing it at the moment. I'm like, how can I do it, right? These are the things coming. I'm like, now I see why my dad wanted me to do all of these things, and why he trained me the way he did, and why I had to do push-ups, like squats and sit-ups and different many things before going to sleep. I remember it clearly. I was just before I went to sleep, I would say, you know, good night, but no, you had to do the push-ups and everything before you went to sleep. I remember that, my dad telling me that, and I was like, damn, I remember it now, and I'm like, you know, it's like the connection. Like, it's like I lived a very good life, you know, disciplined and everything, I think. And I had some friends that kind of ruined the path, and all the people around me at my, you know, it kind of have gotten ruined somewhere, you know, or just my self-esteem, my ego, some things that have just, you know, collided, and then I kind of fell off, and I was like, uh, lost in that sense. And now I actually have a goal, right? There's many of them, and I'm going towards them. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Leave a like, you know, a comment down below. I'd rather see a comment than a like, but yeah. And join my Discord if you're interested in talking to all of us. And have an amazing week. See you in the next video. Peace.